I don't understand.
Now you can just do
Am I chilling though?
yes.
Am I?
I actually put effort into chilling.
I don't think so. I highly disagree. Mic check 1 2 12. This is your man, Mr. Nigga ID, spitting live and direct from the atrium with a special guest, my man Jason Roman. Should be and is on the screen. If he's not, blame Avery Kane. All right. That's what I do. I blame him all the time for everything that goes wrong. I'm choppy. Yeah, I'm choppy to you. Yeah, you're definitely choppy to me. I'm smooth in my OBS picture. Even though I'm on a delay, I can see that my lip is behind the words that are being... What? I'm using power? Come, explain that into the microphone, please. No, please. By all means, please, explain that into the microphone. Feel free. Walk on over. Come on. You're doing great. Come on.
I'm looking at it.
What?
I'm looking at it.
You're looking at
it. So basically, what was I talking about?
You were saying something about something.
Oh, FaceTime is gonna lag regardless. Like when you look at somebody, they're gonna look choppy.
All right, but why doesn't FaceTime look laggy when we speak to each other just on our phones?
Because the phones are, I don't know.
So you're saying MacBook Pro is an inefficient product that...
You know what? I am not afraid to say that, yes. Probably is. Because when I FaceTime...
we can't lose sponsors we don't have. All right, no, wait. Stop. I'm sorry. Thinking the big picture. All right. The point being of all this hoopla, all this pomp and circumstance is my man, Mr. Jason Roman, J Rocksky in the place to be. My first special, AKA. Yeah, exactly. That too. And is my first official guest on the podcast. And this is the trial run. This is the pilot episode of what we will one day call this unnamed podcast. And I'm not biting Joe Buddens, who we will get into in 2.2 milliseconds because he tried to come back at Eminem. He once upon a time named his podcast I'll Name It Later or some horse shit. I do have 50 names, but they're all in the put a pin in it stage. So none of them are right now. We're just working with J-Rock and ID. It's J-Rock and I Diesel spitting live from the fucking microphone. That's what we're doing right now. Oh, don't count Avery out. Mr. Kane does not want to be cut out. So, this is the Son and I plus one. But Jason's name goes for... So, Jason and the Son and I. I don't know. Who the fuck knows? I don't know. The point being, Eminem dropped an album. He dissed 80,000 people in it. Yes. Short time ago... the Twitter sphere, the internets, the interwebs blew up because Joe Buddens has supposedly, no, not supposedly because it actually happened. He responded to Eminem in tandem, his tirade on the microphone going at every rapper who ever blinked or breathed. The Kamikaze album that just came out. That is number one. Many of the singles are number one, but you can't really count that because the first week, usually it's always number one because even people that don't like it want to hear it so they can critique it. So what's really going to matter is week 2 and week 3. But I like the album. I like it so much. It made me listen to... I'm sorry, Jason, go ahead. Yeah, I have. Some songs even stick in my head. Like the Royce song, certain songs stick in my head. Like I know, crash into everything, crash into everyone, smash. So I know if I'm singing the song in my head, I know I did a good job. You know what I mean? I know it caught my attention. You see? Look, Jason, I'm Jason. Yeah, my son is screaming and jumping on top of his lungs, saying lyrics from the fucking album. But my point being, Joe Buddens responded to the diss. Okay, go ahead. 12 pins. That most people thought it was, yes, yeah. And this being his answer to all that. Yeah. Is the album he should have made in 2017. that's basically what you're saying. Yeah, yeah. And because it was received so poorly, it most likely put the fire under his ass, in which caused him to release such a, I think, dope album. It's pretty fucking good. The Joe Buddens response. I'm gonna title it with the Joe Buddens response for clickbait. For clickbait. You're right. I haven't. You're damn right. I'm talking out of my ass, people. That's how I live. Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, I'm not illiterate. I could pull the story up on my phone and see it, whatever, react to it as you speak. Speak your piece, and I'll. All right. All right. Well, yeah. All right. Well, I don't know. Hold on a sec. Hold on 12 seconds. Let's hold on 20 fucking seconds. Hold on 1 second. Chill. No, let's start with what did Eminem say about Joe Buddens? Why would Joe Buddens respond? What did he have to respond to? What did he have to respond to? I pulled up the lyrics. I could tell you right now exactly what he said. If you want. I mean, it goes fast. It's a few bars because he puts academics in it too. So it's kind of like a whole shot. It's not just 2 bars. Even though he says, somebody tell Budden before I snap, he better fasten it. Or have his body bag get zipped. The closest thing he had to hits is smacking bitches. And don't make me have to. He says, the closest thing he's had to hits is smacking bitches. Oh, that's not what they're illiterate. They don't know how to read or write in Apple. Blame Siri. Blame Siri. But the point is the academic line. And don't make me have to give it back to academics. That's. Oh, that he kept kind of going because then he goes, say this shit is trash again, and I'll have you twisted like you had it when you thought you had me slipping at the telly. Even when I'm getting brain, you'll never catch me with a lot lacking with it. Oh, my bad. I'm reading through microphones. Yeah, go ahead. I'm. Oh. Yeah, Machine Gun Kelly did respond as well. Yes. Kelly. Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's the beer talking. It's all good. Jayson's doing fine. Don't worry about it. This the corona got him slurring. You're choppy. I wish I could see your actual responses as I'm talking. It'll be so much better. We're gonna get it fixed. Don't worry. This is the pilot episode. Go ahead. You got a lot of things to say. So Eminem dissed Joe Buddens on the track Fall off the Kamikaze album. The track Fall, which is track number 10, he dissed Budden with a line or 2 or whatever he said. Something towards Joe Buddens. And what did Joey say back? I read quickly that he said something to the effect of, I was hotter in the last 10 years than you ever were, or some horse shit like that. But didn't Joe Buttons actually hit his girl? I don't know. I'm just saying, did it really happen? Because the point of rap is to be truthful. Oh no, no, yeah. Was there a case? There was some type of case, no? Oh, okay. All right. So he's doing what rappers always do. He's taking something, embellishing on it a little bit to make it a hot line, and he's doing what rappers do. Okay. Okay. As well they should. They'll be freeze framed, but they'll be there. You'll see them. Yeah. Yeah. Yes, he does. He does it very well. But I mean, he okay. So he Joe Buttons was his boy, so he had to say something to him because in theory they were boys. He signed them to Slaughterhouse, all that bullshit. They met at the fucking Cabana Club. The what do you call that when Betty Ford Center? Like the fancy fucking NA meetings and all that. They met in rehab, supposedly once upon a time. I have seen the actual footage of Eminem saying, I met this man at rehab and we clicked, a brother I never knew I had. You know what I'm saying? Because I know you have told me that you always thought that relationship was one-sided. You always hear Joe Buttons praising Eminem, but you never really hear Eminem. But Eminem did give an interview, I believe it was a LL, when LL did the lyricist fucking, he did some like documentary about lyricism and lyrics and whatever, what have you. And of course, he's going to talk about Slaughterhouse and that because they're four MCs who's fucking dope. I guess he was somehow segued into that question. And why did you choose these guys and whatever? And when he's talked about Joe Buttons, he said, I met him in rehab and we clicked. Wow, a guy I clicked with that I never even knew I would be very friendly with or whatever. He did have love for him, genuine love. There was something there. Beyond, I know that he is friends with Royce, more friendly with Royce than Eminem, but Joe Buttons is, and I understand that is his real friendship, and then that's why. But there should be some loyalty. That's my vote. Jason does not agree. There should be some loyalty to in-house cliques. Maybe Joey, I know he got pushed in the corner. I know academics kept on browbeating the man into giving a response. What you think, what you think, what you think, what you think. And eventually, he said what he said, and it wasn't even that bad. He just said that the names of the songs looked corny and whatever. He gave an opinion. Uh-huh. Okay. Wow. Yeah. Yeah, I don't watch the podcast that much. You know, this. We're talking about today's podcast, right? You're speaking on what he's talked about today, and that is the Joe Buddens Podcast, not Everyday Struggle. That's his own shit, because the Everyday Struggle's over. Yeah. Okay. All right. So that we're clear. Yeah. Oh, it started back then. Yeah, it's from back then. Excuse me. All right. Yeah, you're right, people. There's so much fucking context to this conversation that's so nuanced and ill. But if you're watching this, you most likely know of all this shit through osmosis. I knew through osmosis, through the peripherals of my life, not even listening to Everyday Struggle. I knew that supposedly Joe Buddens had said some sour things towards Eminem. I wouldn't say a complete diss, but that's what the titles of the stories would have you believe. All over the internet in the last year, you know, oh, Joe Buddens gets at Eminem, calls his shit whack, and blah, blah, blah. It's all clickbait or whatever. You know, it was all just ways to make you click.
I'm saying, Joe Buddens' son just texted me.
No,
you know
yeah, I'm sorry. What? Wait, Avery has something to add. What happened?
Joe Buddens' son just texted me because I was talking to him about, like, what's your dad going to do about that Eminem thing?
Okay, these are facts. Joe Buddens' son is friendly with Avery Kane.
You know what I'm saying?
They are friends, and they're texting each other about it. Well,
I was like, yo, how's your dad?
Mr. Kane.
I was like, yo, how's your dad gonna respond? And he just stood silent. He put ... He's like, I don't know. I was like,
but didn't his dad respond today? That's what he did.
I don't know.
He said Eminem. Oh no, I got the story, motherfucker. He said, I've been better than you this entire fucking decade.
But he doesn't have a hit.
Basically, Joe Buddens was talking about Machine Gun Kelly's song.
Yeah.
He quoted the song. Since you've been in this megastar cocoon, that's what happens to megastars. Y'all stay in cocoons. You popped off quick. They sheltered you your whole fucking career. Who was selling records like that? You fucking superstar niggas been sheltered and bored. And then he says Machine Gun Kelly is right. Y'all been slaves to your own superstardom. That's how Joe Buddens began. And then he said, I heard the album, and because I don't think you know all the members that were in the group.
No.
I don't really think you know your history. He continued, let me tell you what Joe Buddens was thought this entire time. I've been better than you this entire fucking decade. That's what supposedly Joe Buddens said. Now wait, Jason could correct me, because I am reading. I will quote the goddamn story. You know, this is Billboard.com. Billboard magazine, you're responsible. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh, wow, he really got at him, though. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Jason. Keep going. I'm just reading the things he says. I'm like, whoa, that's a little bit. Yeah. No, go ahead. I'm listening. Clear. You said clear, and they were very clear signals. Yes. Clear, concise, and to the point. Go ahead. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what I'm reading. No. Yeah, we're just reiterating what Joe Buddens says. Yes. Yeah. The four of you that will eventually watch this, yeah, please don't blow up our fucking Twitter. Oh, that's funny. You said that? That's not you now. Oh, all right. Yeah, it's segued to you now. Yeah. You're saying that. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, not for me. I don't agree with that. But yeah, I'm hearing you out. Go ahead. That's what's up. Yeah, relevance through opinion, though. Relevance through, like, the fact that he's relevant in everyday terms. People check his podcast. He gets 250,000 views a day, whatever, what have you. Eminem can fill Wembley Stadium tomorrow. Eminem, in the larger scope of eternity, of actually putting marks into the lifespan of life, he did his numbers and has done them way larger than Joe Buddens. Joey's right. He might not be relevant this second and all that stuff. I understand that. But, let's relax. M has good influence. Wait, hey, babe. No, of course he went to his room because he doesn't give a fuck. Because he can care less. AV, I want you to hear. How can you hear instead of this headphone bullshit? I could take the headphones out, right? In theory. All right, no, here, listen. Wait, no, it's all right. We can edit. There's shit. There's a way. There's always a way. Fuck the dumb shit. Wait, go ahead, talk, brother.
No dead here. Ow.
Is he talking?
No, I am though.
Jason, go ahead.
Yo.
Yeah, I hear you. All right.
Oh.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Is the internet not undefeated?
Yes. Yeah.
He's basically saying right now, right this second, whatever, who has the more relevance?
Internet.
Who has the more relevance? Joe Buddens or Eminem?
Eminem.
The more relevance?
Joe Budden does, but Eminem's better.
Okay, and he wasn't even here to hear what I said. Repeat what you
Joe
just
Budden's
said.
on a podcast. He has an outlet to say what he wants to say.
Which is why he's more relevant this second.
Yeah.
He has a podcast that's checked out
Yeah.
every day, and people follow him.
I want to put this out there for anyone listening. Eminem is a legend. You don't disrespect legends.
And this is a young kid, 15 years old millennial. Who knows?
I like Lil Pump. I like Lil Wayne. I like Lil Xan. I like all of
Eminem?
them. But you can't go wrong with Eminem.
Okay, go ahead, Avy. I'm proud of you. That's it. Walk away. You can't do no better than that. Just walk away.
You don't have to sell me on Eminem.
No, don't. Come back. Come
I'm just telling you the reality.
Yeah, Joe Buddens has more relevance in this moment.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes,
Joe,
that's the way it works.
His opinion
Holds a lot of weight
his opinion matters.
Not
right
only
now
that,
this second.
believe
Yes.
it or not,
Yeah.
he has a message for the youth. Like,
He has a
kids
message for
listen
the
to him.
youth. Kids listen to him. So now you're changing your tune. Now you're going against what you just said.
I'm just saying that
No,
some
he's not,
teenagers
because
listen.
what he's doing is giving you a nuanced opinion.
That's what I'm doing.
Oh man, he can't even spell nuanced. Don't do Mr. Kane no favors.
I'm shedding light on both sides. You know what I'm saying?
You're shedding light on your ass. All right, no, you're right. You're right. Okay, you're shedding light.
All right.
Besides the point, yes.
I feel like
We're getting sidetracked. Basically, I'll take, because I got snippets of everything he said in the podcast. Joe Buddens, what you're trying to sum up, what you saying, he's saying, Joe Budden says he's a content nigga. You got to say something. And Eminem's lyrics have lacked substance for some time now. You have not said anything for the better part of the whole fucking decade. How could I be mesmerized by someone I thought I was better than?
Stop right there. Stop right there. That is where I have the issue with Joe Budden. Right there. You saying that motherfucker hasn't said shit, but some rapidy rap shit, lyrical rip shit, is a fucking compliment.
That's a lie, yeah. And it's a lie. Yeah, it's
That's you trying to control the fucking narrative. That is you trying to get people who don't have fucking ears
very well said. Yeah.
on your side.
Mm-hmm.
lyrically fucking stellar. But Eminem has done more as far as making statements in a slow year than you did your whole fucking career.
Let's keep it real. The shit that was whack, that everyone says was whack, was the 2017 drop Revival. That was the name of the album. That I actually listened to because Kamikaze was so good. And he says it in more than one song, how it is, it's something that was overlooked and I can't believe I poured my heart and soul. He's basically saying, I can't believe I poured my heart and soul into something that everyone just shitted on, that overlooked. I can't believe it went over everyone's heads. So I had to listen to this. And in that album, there are good songs. It was under an ill microscope. Something that almost couldn't have been lived up to. He did that big BET freestyle that the streets shitted on, that those who have no vocabulary, larger than, a plethora, like that people that can't use bigger words than 4-syllable words, it went over their heads. And the average motherfucker was like, but real lyricists, I saw Redman on YouTube saying, yo, that shit was dope. I don't know what people are saying. I don't know why Charlemagne's shitting on it. I don't know why so-and-so is, and whoever is saying it wasn't that great. It was great. You have to listen. You have to pay attention to what he's saying. He's dropping some shit. So he's under an ill microscope. He's pouring his heart into all these songs. He's doing his and then the album drops and it's, double wood. I don't know what it really sold, but in the notion of the streets and the notion of relevance, not a lot of airplay, definitely no airplay on 197. Not a lot of, sharing and, oh my God, you got to hear this song. It's the fucking best shit since Wonder Bread. You know what I'm saying? Like, it didn't have a lot of that. But even when he went to, when he did Relapse, there were some dope songs. That 3 a.m. in the morning is dope. There are dope songs. You can't say that he hasn't done dope shit in the last decade, that he's just a talking mouth, that he's just aimlessly spitting words and he's nothing to pay attention to.
I don't understand when people critique Eminem's album. I don't know what angle they're speaking from because there's so, all right, I get that music is
subjective. Yes. All art.
That.
Yeah, all art is subjective.
All art is, okay? But, like you said, when Eminem drops an album, there's a very big, expectation.
Mm-hmm.
When he was dropping albums, and people were saying that they were shit, I was going around saying, what are you talking about? These albums are fucking great. You're not listening to the music.
But you're talking like Relapse, Revival, Encore, those albums?
You know when it started? Encore.
Okay. All right.
When Encore hit, people still to this day say Encore is shit.
Wow.
Love that album. Great music on that album.
Yeah.
Even he had said, Encore, I was on drugs. Relapse, I was flushing them out. So those two albums are a little sketchy as far as people saying as far as the music being good. I love both of those albums. You have to be a real M fan.
Wasn't that the one with Toy Soldiers?
Toy Soldiers,
Yeah, it had good songs. But that's the shit. It had good songs where maybe the first Marshall Mathers, people are like, oh my God, falling over themselves to how prolific it was.
People forget. Mosh was a political record.
Yeah.
When people say, I don't want to hear woke M, I don't want to hear you get political, niggas got political.
Yeah. Mockingbird was on that, on the. Yeah.
Encore is when it started.
Yeah.
Encore is when people started to say Eminem might be on the down slope of his career.
Okay.
I don't agree. I think there's great music there.
Mm-hmm.
But I could see why a case could be made because, after Eminem's show, it became cool to shit on Eminem.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay? But I love Encore. I love when he dropped Relapse, he had a really long time because he had a lot to deal with. Drug problems, bored, food dying.
Yeah.
But Relapse, to me,
Was dope.
was a quintessential
3 a.m. in the morning. Bagpipes from Baghdad. Hello. Oh my God. Medicine Ball. Come on. You got some dope fucking songs on that one. Yeah.
people shit on it. People say it was whack.
Crack a Bottle with Dr. Dre and 50 was a hit on the radio. I mean, that was actually played on the radio a lot. I remember. Wow. Oh, wow. 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 Okay, so we're rolling past a half hour. Let's somehow try to get a summation happening. Let's get to some type of consensus and point. Today, Joe Buddens said some shit and wrap it up for us. Tell us what really happened. What's going on? Let us know, J-Rock. Let us know.
All right, someone who actually listens to Joe's podcast.
Yeah. Not me.
On a lot of the feelings and ill feelings that he had in his time at Shady Records.
Okay.
He feels like Slaughterhouse would have been better off without Shady Records.
Oh, wow.
He feels like he's been a better artist than Eminem in the last better part of the decade than Mr. Marshall Mathers. He feels like Eminem hasn't. Let me say this point out. This really is one of the times where Joe Buddens actually does make you think. He said, "Don't you think it's weird that you've mentioned me more now as an adversary than the whole fucking time that I was signed over there?"
Yeah, that's a true statement.
That's exactly what I said.
That's a true statement.
That's exactly what I said.
Yeah.
He said, "You don't think it's fucking weird that everybody on Double MG looks like they fucking eating, but everybody that's ever been signed to Shady don't look so great? You are the biggest fucking pop star in the fucking world."
Oh, you don't think a little bit of sour grapes, though, might be behind that statement, too, though? Maybe. You know. Like he said, Joe, you told me himself, Joe Buddens admitted, I could have done more to help keep it together. Or I felt like I'm the reason it broke up or something.
No, he's saying that he will take responsibility, and this is why context is important. Because if you listen to the whole podcast, he breaks it.
And that's episode 177 of the Joe Buddens Podcast. That's what we're talking about. Yeah.
Go watch the episode. It's a very good episode. Especially the part where he talks about Slaughterhouse. He is saying, I left Slaughterhouse because it was the... That's how Joe Buddens is. When he's in a situation that he doesn't feel he's being valued, he's being appreciated, well then, it's time for me to get the fuck out of here.
True. I mean, you had 4 of the illest MCs. I remember the first song that they did. I can't remember the name of the song, but it had traction. It was getting good airplay on Hot 97. It was like a breath of fresh air. Oh my God, these 4 ill. Well, the one that got played on Hot 97. I remember when they first got that play, and they even went up there. Funkmaster flexed it, and.
We first started out as a feature on a Joe joint.
Okay, that's what's up.
Now we gonna punch you to the bleachers as soon as Joe points.
Okay, but my point being, Joe Buddens is truth to what Joe Buddens is saying. They were 4 MCs with heat. They had, you know, they had good traction. They had 4 LMCs, great traction, and then there was no promotion though from Eminem. This is my point. You had 4 ill-ass MCs. You had New York City at a buzz. Like, oh shit, these 4 niggas got together? Oh shit, you heard that shit that they did? Oh my God, jumping out of fucking windows. Everybody and their grandmother was talking about Slaughterhouse. And Eminem could have gave that little nudge. You know, he could have gave that little, acted like he gave a fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know he doesn't frequent Hot 97 for whatever reason at the time. He didn't like Angie Martinez for whatever reasons. He didn't go to Hot 97 a lot. But he could have did something. He could have done something. That's what the internet's for. He could have easily pumped them up a little bit. You know, he could have pumped it up. You know, pump it up. Bring it back.
You gotta understand, M is a creator. He's an artist, he's not a businessman. He's not a businessman. And nobody is saying that.
Well, he did pretty good with 50 when it came to the business. He knew what to do there.
That's another thing Joe Buddens touches on.
Oh, okay, yeah.
You trying to take credit for 50. You jumped on the 50 train when he was out already.
Yeah.
There was
Mad mixtapes out. Yeah. There was a bidding war. Yeah. But he was smart enough to know. He was smart enough to do what Trackmasters couldn't. I mean, he signed with Trackmasters. He did all that shit. He was the same guy. thuggish from the street. The guy got shot 9 times, whatever. But I remember when he got signed to Eminem, that motherfucking public relations train was rolled out, and 50 Cent was on everywhere from Howard Stern to fucking Regis and Kathy Lee talking about he got shot 9 times, and that fucking album sold a lot of fucking albums, you know.
And this is where your expertise, your insight, and your inner workings of, because you are an artist. I'm just a fucking bullshit talk shit. Just sit back and just look at you. This is where your expertise is important. You know damn well that Joe Buddens saying that M didn't help 50's career is bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
Because as you just so stated,
Yeah.
that fucking goddamn Interscope machine.
Yeah, that PR train was in full motion. Yeah. Yeah.
That's why I said somebody should have been in that room to check Joe. Because he made some good points.
Mm-hmm.
But he also said some shit that was false.
Mm.
Because when I got a fucking speech, if he going to Def Jam, he would have never been as successful.
Mm. Wow.
Never been as successful.
Wow. Like you said, he's in an echo chamber, so he had no one to combat the false statements that he said. You know, yeah, he got no one to, you know, retaliate or at least have a good debate, you know, a good, honest debate to say, you know, yeah, word, word, word. Just bringing up good, valid points to contest what it is he's saying when it comes to the nonsensical shit that he's spitting. But yeah, we're talking about episode 177, the Joe Buddens Podcast. J-Rock, go ahead, keep going, brother. You're doing great.
I mean, you know damn well I was 50 going to beat with Ja Rule when they're both back at Def Jam.
Talk about that part. Word.
How is that gonna work out when fucking 50 Cent is, you know, throwing shots at Jay-Z, who is the fucking biggest golden group at Def Jam?
Yeah.
You think they would have had the fucking balls to let 50 Cent diss everybody in New York? The only reason Eminem let that shit happen in Interscope and Jimmy Iovine and Dre and all of them was because they're from the West Coast. They're like, we don't give a fuck what you do, as long as you make us money.
And he did that triple fold. Yeah, he did his job. Yeah, this has been awesome. So we definitely, the minute we get off of this, for you 5 people that ended up watching this, I'm going to install Skype on my laptop so that Jason could be in full motion and you can see him properly and not choppy fucking ID and Jason and, you know. But audio-wise, this podcast is fucking fire. What we just spit right now, I'm sure you'll get a lot out of and a lot of shit that you'll be angry with. And that's the point of this, an honest discord. You hear what you don't like? Let us know in the comments. Let us know we're full of shit or we don't know what we're talking about. I'd love to hear it. A thumb down is better than no thumbs. I don't give a fuck. I'm not scared of thumbs down. You know what I'm saying? You know, word. You know what I'm saying? We got to get the word out. You know what I'm saying? So we've been on almost 40 minutes, brother. This has been awesome, actually. So you feel you wrapped up you want to go deeper? I am.
Joe is not going to respond. He is retired, but he says, if you come at me when you're not doing an album rollout and you really just want to throw shots at me, I will be on your ass. Now, how did I feel coming away from the podcast? All right. If you haven't listened to it, I'm going to just give my 2 cents, my stupid opinion. I'm a mixed feelings about it. Because you know I fuck with Joe, you know I fuck with M, and I feel like M throwing shots at Joe was unnecessary and it didn't need to happen.
Which I told you, I think Eminem got word from his team. Yo, you know Joe Buddens this, you should probably say something about that. I don't think M listened to it himself, because if he would have heard the context in which it was said, and he would have said, oh, that wasn't really a diss or that, you know, whatever. I don't think he actually heard it himself. I think he was aware of it through osmosis, like I love to say that. But, you know, he was aware of it, that it existed, that Joe Buddens had said something negative about his upcoming album, and that's what made him, actually say something on this album towards him. Because, I don't think so. I think if he actually would have listened to what Joe Buddens had said, after being painted into a corner, because you explained the whole situation to me, with academics constantly browbeating him. Come on, you're not going to say nothing, you're not going to say nothing. Come on. Days and days and weeks and weeks and weeks, where he was basically pinned in a corner. If he would have said, oh, it's the greatest thing since Wonder Bread, then academics would have said, oh, you're just kissing ass because you roll with him and you're not telling the truth. You're not, being true to yourself. And if he shits on it, then he's shitting on the guy that helped put him in Slaughterhouse and the new movements that he was toying with and flirting with, even though that all crumbled anyway.
And you're of the opinion that he should have kept his mouth shut and just.
Yeah, I think if I was Joe Buddens, I would have with a smile looked into the camera and be like, "That's the best fucking titles of songs on an album I've ever seen in my life," and with a big fucking smile.
Joe said on a podcast, basically what I knew how he felt, but I didn't think he was going to say that. He said, I have to go get my millions without you because you wouldn't help. Joe was making more money as a content creator than he ever did as a rapper. When Joe was
I believe it.
I'm going to go against every.
I believe it.
He said he's not right about it.
Yeah, I believe it.
When Joe was rapping, dissing everybody in the industry, and he was Mr. I'm going to go at everybody. And this is the shit where I kind of feel where he's coming from. When you make yourself out to be a villain and be the only person that tells the truth and the person that burns bridges while you're still walking on it, and all of that shit, when he was going at throwing shots at Jay and beefing with Def Jam and beefing with everybody, there was nobody that would side with him. There was nobody that would congratulate him and say, he was really.
Yeah, there was no upside to that. There was no upside.
The only upside was
The credibility.
being able to.
The credibility that he gained.
Being able to look in the mirror and say, well, at least I said this
I was true to myself. Yup. Yeah.
to myself.
Yes.
People called him irrelevant. People told him that he was a one-hit wonder.
Mm-hmm.
People said that he was this and that. People said he was corny. Whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Name the insult, whatever. Now that he's trying to make his money, he's about his business, and he is not going to fuck his bread up
Mm-hmm.
for somebody who is over the hill, out of things to say. I'm speaking about Eminem now.
Yes. I could
So
tell.
thinking of that.
Yeah, I could
You're
tell.
over the, yeah, right.
Mm-hmm.
You're over the hill. You're running out of things to say. You're running out of steam. I'm not fucking that up for you. I'm not jumping out the window for you. I'm gonna keep creating content. I'm gonna keep saying how I feel. Obviously, I'm doing the right thing because I made you make a better album because of it. Your last album was no, not right now, buddy. Not right now. It's my stepson. He's trying to he's all butt naked. He's trying to get in the shot.
Oh no. Yeah, please. We will get banned before we ever fucking put that video up. But to round up what you said, because at the end of this Billboard.com article, they speak on Joe Buddens saying he's leaving the door open on possibly coming out of retirement if M wants to continue the lyrical warfare on his terms. Budden has said, "You inspire me the way my harsh criticism inspired you. You go spit something to make the superior MC, me, get out of this bed." Joe explains, "In the event you want to address me, you'll do it outside of your album rollout. The second you do it, I'm on your ass, and I'm going to cut your fucking ass up." So yeah, exactly what you just said. I'm just saying these are the exact words he said on his podcast today, quoting him verbatim to what Jayson had said, that basically I ain't gonna answer whackness. To Joe Buddens, in Joe Buddens' eyes, he is coming half-ass or 1/3 of. He is a shell of himself, of what he can be, Eminem, and he is not gonna even think about responding to that because he got real shit to handle in his life. He's making real paper. He's making real moves. But if Eminem so wants to step up the game and actually come correct, full fucking form, then he will gladly meet the challenge and, according to him, cut his fucking ass up.
He mirrored MGK's statements on MGK, which is fucked up because we didn't even touch on MGK's shit.
Yeah. AV came to me early when MGK's came. Yo, you know, and Machine Gun Kelly answered him, yo. He answered Eminem, you know. AV. Oh, he's in the bathroom. He's taking a shower. Sorry.
So we'll edit this part out.
Maybe. Oh, no, he's coming. He's coming. He's walking on over. He can hear you. Go ahead. Ask him.
Yo.
What did you think of MGK's shit?
It was subliminally, not really subliminally, but like what he's saying,
Anything but subliminal.
nah, but like what he was saying, all's true. So it kind of, even though it's not lyrical, he's still like putting Eminem on blast to the max.
What is it? What? I didn't hear this. What was so good about it?
Apparently, MGK's not allowed on Shade 45 anymore.
Yeah, and he said that's what Eminem said. He goes, "You made that freestyle, Kelly, and it's never gonna get replayed on my airwaves." So we already knew that.
Called other radio stations too.
Okay.
To try to get them to not bring MGK on.
Really?
And he put that out there. He was like, "You gotta call Jimmy." Da-da-da.
You out there calling Jimmy, trying to block me from getting more radio airplay on other stations?
Basically.
Wow,
And
that's
then-
kind of
and then Eminem-
whack of
Eminem
Eminem.
tried
That's
to call some
if that's true. If it's
Eminem
true.
tried to call some girl named Trick
You know.
Trick or something.
No, Trick is not a girl. Trick runs Detroit, nigga. Trick is the guy that you gotta pay homage
That's
to.
even worse because he said you trying to call Trick Trick and you sound like bitch. I was like, God.
Oh, you trying to call Trick? You calling him like a bitch? Okay, that's great for him. But Trick is that nigga. He runs the streets, and you can't go to Detroit.
Without getting his approval.
Yeah. You ain't going through his streets like jumping somebody or I don't like that guy. I'm gonna get him. Not if Trick don't allow it. You know, he really runs those streets. You know, he's respected.
Somebody get his clippers. His fucking beard is weird. He said-
Somebody get his clippers.
he
His
said
beard
that
is
I
weird.
paid
What?
him more than I
So he's
paid.
just are you just quoting Machine Gun Kelly right now?
You have to just hear it.
I have to just
So
hear
much
it.
better.
But you like it.
Yeah.
You like the response.
Yeah.
Do you think the response is better than anything Eminem said to him?
No.
Do you think lyrically who won between
I
Eminem?
told you Eminem a long time because that one line from Eminem where he was just going fast at it and he just bodied him all in one line of 16. I'm just like, yeah, you're
Okay.
not coming back from that.
Again, this is the opinion of a real millennial. He is
MGK did
15 years
64
old. He's a child.
64 bars, put a little auto-tune. He did
So this is the pulse of a sophomore in high school. This is what they're saying right now.
Wait,
You know what
I'm
I'm
not just a normal sophomore though. I'm an artist. You have to understand
Oh,
that. So I
God, here we
understand
go.
art.
Why did I get him
where
started?
it comes from. Nah. Keep it a buck though. I'm an artist, so I could understand how diss tracks work. I understand
you?
where they're coming from.
Do
Yes. Yes. Man, he says. Trick.
I'm so glad to have been beholden to your fucking
My ideals, I know.
yeah, your ideals. That's a good word. But yeah, Jaded Idealism, the Jaded Idealists podcast.
Joe mirrors MGK's sentiments.
Okay.
MGK's right. You're old and bored.
Wow.
You're a slave to your own fame.
Wow.
You're not in touch. You don't understand. I hold all the cards. I'm in control. You're not in control anymore. You're not as a juggernaut as you think that you are. And do I agree?
No,
No.
not wholeheartedly. Yeah. There's some truth to what he's saying with the relevance of
Some truth to what it's saying, but I think most of it is popular.
yeah.
Joe has a tendency to sound like what he's saying is true, but then if you're somebody that's sitting on the sidelines and going with a that makes you know, okay, bro, you need to like chill out. But he made some strong points on that podcast. The only and this is the deciding factor. This is the deciding factor. The music. I don't care. Let me say something. It doesn't matter what happens. If you make good music, everything is fine. But if you don't, if Eminem comes back with a fucking fire diss track towards Joe Buddens that is very, very scathing, everybody will flip and jump shit to M and say, I knew it was gonna happen and blah blah blah. But if M don't respond or if he responds with some bullshit, everyone will jump on the Joe Buddens train and say, you see, he was right, he's old, he's not, he's washed, all of this shit. And it all goes by the music. Who is going to make, yes, Joe isn't making music, he did just a podcast.
Yeah.
We all know Joe's pen games, we know he's fine.
He's capable. He's more than capable.
He's capable.
He's more than capable, yeah.
Who's going to control the narrative?
So you think, in your opinion, Eminem has to answer this podcast drop, to this mic drop that Joe Buddens has put out today by saying what he has said? You feel Eminem has to respond to it?
You have the greatest way of getting down.
Okay. All right. All right.
Now, here is the shit. Both of these motherfuckers are playing chess. They're not playing checkers. Yeah, M's line about Joe on his fucking album Kamikaze where he fucking badges was weak. Those lines were weak.
Okay.
You don't fucking think M knows that shit? M knows that shit. That was a piece of cheese on a mouth.
But it's chess, like you just said. You're not gonna put your best shit out first. You set the trap. You entice the animal to come thinking that you're laying dead, and then when he gets close, that's when you strike. I mean, if we're I feel you. I totally agree. I know he has more in his arsenal, than the shit that he put out.
According to Joe, he says, "Oh, you ain't got a lot of material. I've got hours of material, and if you want it, I'll light your ass up." What did he say? Read the words back to me. What did he say verbatim? I will light your ass. I will dice your ass up, or some shit like that. Joe was saying.
Yeah.
Something like that.
I'm gonna cut your fucking ass up.
I will cut you up.
Yeah, in the event you want to address me, you'll do it outside of your album rollout. The second you do it, I'm on your ass, and I'm gonna cut your fucking ass up. And he said a lot more things than that, but that's one of the quotes. That's one of the beautiful quotes from today's show.
He is saying, I have more material than you, and I'm ready to unload if I have.
Yeah. The New Jersey resident feels that Slim Shady's rhymes have lacked substance for some time now. In my rapper brain, I'm a content nigga. You gotta say something. You have not said anything for the better part of a whole fucking decade. How could I be mesmerized by someone I thought I was better than? Wow.
That was when I was watching the podcast and I was rolling my eyes so hard I almost had a fucking seizure. And I was like, okay, this is what gets me mad. Don't be cool with a dude and you got diss tracks in the vault.
Word.
That's where I had the issue.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of fucked up.
And you know, because motherfuckers have done that shit to you.
Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't feel great. It doesn't feel great. Yeah.
That's the bullshit.
Wow.
All the best groups, dude. Look at all the best groups that Wu-Tang, NWA.
They lived beefing with each other. Yeah. They wrote their best rhymes where they were getting at each other. Listen to any song by Wu-Tang when they were at their height. It's, one nigga rhyming, then the next nigga, yo, shut the fuck up. You don't know what you're saying. And then when he finishes, if he's talking about playing chess, the next nigga comes, but chess players are corny. And, these niggas is just getting at each other all the fucking time, man. Why you think 25 years later or whatever, Ghostface Killer's still relevant lyrically? When he drops something, motherfuckers still talk about him. Ghostface? Hell yeah, that motherfucker's dope. He got lyrics. He's still doing his numbers lyrically. People pay attention. And these are young kids that I hear, like my son and his friends and all that, who run around here thinking that they're rappers.
Who's the chess master here? Is Eminem just Is he just waiting? Is he just going, oh, okay?
Well, the fact that the way Joe Buttens responded with so much anger and all these secret hidden, this song that I made for him that was praising him was really a diss track at first. All this stuff, how you're laying out your arsenal, that's a plus for Eminem, because playing possum is working for him. Spitting out a shitty rhyme, testing the waters, saying, oh, fuck Joe Buttens. And then Joe Buttens getting so worked up and so angrily off that one line or whatever, what have you, doesn't bode well. Real tough guys don't got to talk. It's the silent ones you got to worry about and all that. Now, I know it's a talking podcast. He can't be silent, but you know what I mean. You know what I'm saying? Like, he wouldn't have to come so, I'm going to cut your ass up. You don't want to do that. You don't want to be irrelevant for 10 years. But damn, dog, you got a lot to say. For a guy that had nothing to say to academics for 2 months, you got a whole lot to say a week after the fucking album drop. I don't know. That's kind of weird. But, I'm just a Puerto...
Who do you take in this? Who do you take in this? Joe Budden.
Well,
Joe Budden, Eminem, battle of words.
I think that if Eminem was to come no holds barred, I mean, come on, keeping it real, Eminem lyrically, Royce the 5'9", I like him. I like him lyrically. I think he's fucking dope.
He said Royce is better than that.
Yeah? I mean, there are some days that Royce sounds better. That Royce is of the caliber. They definitely complement each other very well, but lyrically, they're very equal. They're,
This is where it was crazy. Right? Rory and Maul, Rory's the white boy that hangs out with Joe.
Okay.
And Maul is the other dude. Roy was like, I've been saying that for years, but if I say it, that Royce is better than fucking him, then I'm always the unpopular thing. Like, basically, he's trying to say, like, I'm always going against the grain saying that Rory is better than Eminem.
Mm-hmm.
And this has been a debate. And said on the album that he just acknowledged that he bested Jay-Z on that song Renegade. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And Joe's sentiment was, why you said that? Why did you feel the need to say that? You are trying to, a goat trying to beg for acceptance that you can still rap. Is the saddest thing imaginable.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a little too far. I mean, to say that he cannot rap at all is weird. That's a weird statement for me to hear when I just heard the album he dropped a few days ago.
No, saying that his sentiment, I'm not agreeing with it. I'm saying this is what he's saying.
Yeah, and that's I'm. Yeah.
You are a goat trying to prove to everybody that you can still rap.
Mm-hmm.
But this is why sometimes in the last decade it's become cool to shit on Eminem's legacy.
Yeah, I guess so.
Fuck all of you people that fucking try to do that.
Mm-hmm.
And this is me speaking as me.
Yep.
Fuck you who think that it's cool. And I hate when they do it to Jay. I hate when they do it to Nas. I hate when they do it to M. And these motherfuckers.
Who's that guy that said Tupac is corny? That fucking new school guy. Yeah, Little Xan, Little Xanax. But this is what we're dealing with. But, I mean, for me, I think that if Eminem went full form, and I know Joe Buttens is lyrically good and he's a beast and all that good shit, I think Eminem would devour him. I think that's my personal opinion, but I'd love to see it. I'd love to see them full form, 100% trying, both going at it. Yeah, fucking going at it. That'd be fucking awesome.
Real talk, Joe is seasoned in his shit. Battling.
Mm-hmm.
For a long time, he had nothing to lose, and all he had was bars.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing he had to go on his bag was be like, I got rhymes, motherfucker. I might be irrelevant, and I have one-hit wonder, but I got rhymes, motherfucker.
Yeah, but I'll body your favorite MC. Yeah.
I'll body your favorite MC.
Yeah.
So, will he lose? I believe so. Will he go down fighting?
It'll be a heck of a battle. Yeah.
It'll be a heck of a battle. And
Yeah.
anybody saying that it wouldn't be doesn't know Joe and doesn't know hip-hop.
Doesn't know hip-hop, doesn't know Joe, and they're haters. I've seen people on Facebook saying that this album's corny. You're a fucking hater. I love you, I got mad love, especially if you're my friend and you said that. I don't hate you as a person, but I think there's a lot behind that statement other than you just listening to an album and saying it's whack. I don't believe you. You need more people. I'll leave it at that. I'll leave it at that. We've been talking for an hour. I want to close it. Even if I don't hang up on you, I think we should end the fucking podcast.
Okay.
I think we should have...
But we should end it on something related to the
topic at hand?
we're talking about.
Okay, go ahead.
Album Kamikaze,
Mm-hmm.
fucking Lane, Fire, Eminem is back. Eminem is Slim Shady. He is feeling away. He stepped on the CD for Revival in the video for Fall, so he has basically shared the sentiment that Revival was not the album he wanted to. Kamikaze is a fucking airplane into the world. He's saying, I want all the smoke.
And that is a perfect consensus. Yeah, go ahead, Joe Buddens.
Joe Buddens was feeling hurt. Joe Buddens has shared on his podcast that he is better than M for the better part of a decade. I don't know if that. I don't know. Somebody needs to stop him and express to him that he might be just a little bit, feeling himself.
Butthurt.
But yeah.
No, I don't know. I'm talking out of my ass. This is a man speaking who didn't even hear the fucking podcast. So again, send your fucking hate mail to me. I don't care. It's ID on Twitter. All right, all day, every day.
I respect both of them as FC. Joe Buddens representing Jersey City. I have to show love.
As well, we should. Yeah.
The dude has put Jersey City on his back.
Mhm.
As hard as any fucking dope.
And even out of his own mouth, saying that he's been robbed more than 5 or 6 times when he comes back home, still keeps Jersey City on his back. He says, I love my city, I just can't go there. After Triple X got killed, he kind of touched on things about coming home and not kind of chilling where you grew up at when you finally make it and stuff. And he admitted to the fact that he was...
Is that true?
Yeah. I heard personally of two times that he got robbed. I won't get into specifics, but I live in Jersey City and I hear stories. If the full truth to them, so I'm not gonna just and talk shit on the fucking microphone crazy. I'll tell you privately what I heard, but yeah, this is what I heard. And then he admitted to stories, similar ones, and more. He's like, and there were other times. I'm like, wow, okay, I guess those stories I heard were true.
And you know what? Fuck that. Joe Buddens can rap.
But he knows that, you can't come home. Some people are always going to be jealous. And no matter what, even if I come home to share the wealth, to share the fun, hey, I made it, guys. Let's drive around in my new Jaguar and go to the titty bar. There are people that are nefarious and just always going to hate and be jealous and try to rob him at the end of the night.
Yep.
Even though he grew up with them, they're going to try to put a gun in his back and tell him, give me your fucking money, Just fucking piece of shit. But,
I think at some point, if you become any person of status, you should be cognizant of the fact that, you coming home to people that don't got what you got.
Might not be a great idea.
Might not be a great idea.
Word.
But aside from that, during all of this fucking bullshit, it made me, like you said, when Kamikaze dropped, you went back and bought Revival.
Yes, I did. I have iTunes, and I have everything for free. Because you pay $6 a month. We pay $13 a month, me and Avery, and we have every song ever made all the time. New, old, or coming out next week, whenever it comes, forever. As long as we pay those $13 a month, we have a library of infinite music and new music that gets dropped. So right away, I went to listen to Revival fully, and not every song is good. I mean, it's not. Keeping it real, it's not. But there are some good ones. I mean, shit, there are some shit in there,
Right. Well, this whole shit, this whole fucking melee made me go back, made me break down, not go back because I just wanted to do it, but I just haven't. But I went back, and now that Joe Buddens is retired, I went back and I bought his last album. And it's fucking great. It's fucking great. And if it's the last album this motherfucker's gonna put out, I want to fucking listen to it. I want to hear it. And you don't get the roses when you're alive. This is the truest thing ever. You don't get the roses when you can smell them, and as much as I think Joe jumped out the window with his podcast, he made some good points. He has always been a good rapper. He's always been try to be integrity first and to for the culture, and he cares about this shit. And it's a shame that motherfuckers hate on him. Like I feel like I'm always defending people like the haters from Em and Joe. Like I fucking said this shit earlier. Like nobody can be objective anymore. Like everybody has to always put their fucking bias into everything.
Yeah, I gotta put their 12 cents on shit. But yeah, that Revival album, I could right off the back, the Remind Me track I like, and Framed is dope. A lot of the songs because he got a lot of features. I'm gonna say I don't love them. I don't love the features. The one that he did with Ed Sheeran, River or whatever, that was cool. I don't like Ed Sheeran and shit, but it's a good song. You know, as a song, as music, it's good.
Have you ever, and you know, because you were an artist, you are an artist, so you've been in this situation before. You've been working with an engineer or a producer, and they give you like a bunch of beats, and you just like skim through them just to see which one, like you
speak to you,
yeah. Speak to you.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, when the whole shit about the track list came on, this is coming from somebody who fucked with him. Like I fuck with him. Okay, he is in my top 5. And I think he should be on the Mount Rushmore of MCs and whatever if you don't think that. But I listened to the Revival on iTunes and I went started going down the track list and I just was not feeling it, man. I just was not. I was getting worried. And I get this feeling whenever one of my friends puts out a project because I really don't want to tell them that the stuff that they've been working on for the past few months is fucking whack. But if I have to, like I won't try to say it in the most fucked up way, but because I care. I know the creating process is difficult and all of that shit.
But they can't all be winners, and there are good days and bad days in the studio, and there's so many different aspects that go into making a song. It's a miracle anybody makes great songs, let alone back to back and album to album and whatever, what have you. To say that the entire Revival is whack, blanket statement, is a lie. It's not. Oh, my son says the entire Revival is whack, but he's a millennial who's drinking the Kool-Aid. Oh, he knows art.
I know what good music is.
Sorry, he knows art. My bad.
I know what bars are. He's lyrically doing good.
Oh, he says he knows what bars are. He's lyrically doing good. It's just boring. It's not the Eminem we know. And I would agree with your consensus. Yes, I would agree. You know, I just saw through the new album Kamikaze how hard I could feel it spitting through the fucking headphones, how hard he fucking tried to that the Revival thing was something that he put his heart and soul into. So I went back to it, purposely listening to it with a friendly ear, like, this ain't whack. You know what I mean? Like, whatever, what have you.
I have to be honest, though.
I have to be honest?
That whole Walk on Water single he tries to release.
Walk on Water with Beyonce.
Yeah, it's the...
Yeah, I don't like any of the songs that he featured. I already said that.
No, there's one.
Well, dude, you know, when you and TF, when I met y'all in high school, y'all was raw as fuck. Y'all was
raw.
Y'all was raw.
Mm-hmm.
One of my biggest fucking criticisms of you, TF, Sire, all of y'all was y'all gotta be more songful. Y'all gotta be more songful. I don't know who y'all are. I'm not knowing, and that's not, honestly, that isn't 100% true because for you, like, that wouldn't apply to you, but probably more to TS because he was like where Eminem is now, where he was pushing to see how lyrically he could be.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But I used to tell him back then, like, yo, I want to know more about you. I want to know what your story is.
Mm-hmm.
This whole album with the Revival shit, it seemed so contrived. Like every song was trying to stand.
Yeah.
Every song was trying to be not afraid.
Mm-hmm.
Why the like Joe said, why the fuck wasn't Royce on this album? Why wasn't Slaughterhouse on this album? Why Mathers too.
Mm.
There's great records on Marshall Mathers too.
Yeah.
But you got a song with Kendrick Lamar who can spit.
And that song's corny. And that's a yeah, that's not one of the better songs.
Fucking holy fucking shit! I can't tell you.
I don't want to turn this into an Eminem bashing podcast. We did good for an hour. We spoke. We were fair on both sides. We did good. We spoke the side. The new shit happened.
You have Kendrick Lamar on a song. You have the greatest artist on your label. Slaughterhouse should have been pushed to the nines.
Yeah.
I should have been able to throw a fucking rock in any direction to see a fucking Slaughterhouse billboard.
Poster. Yes, you're right. Totally. Yeah.
Damn it.
Yeah.
What the fuck, man? You push fucking D12 more. Nothing against fucking D12.
No. But come on.
Sucker can hold a candle
To Slaughterhouse. Yes. Totally agree. Totally agree. Oh my God, it's 9:15. I told someone that I was gonna call them at 9 o'clock. I'm a jerk off. Yes, I'm a bad friend. Sorry, people. That's me. If you know me, you already know that. if you're my friend, you know that. Yeah. You feel like you got it off your chest. I'm gonna have to. I'm telling you tonight. I will download the real shit. Since you already have, I will download it tonight and make the thing or whatever. I have Avery do it. That way I know it works. Sometimes I get flustered when I'm doing new things. Even though I'm smart with electronics, sometimes I get flustered when I'm installing shit.
No, I can relate.
And I'm going to get the Skype. That way it's right. That way you're smooth because you're not smooth. We're not smooth. You know what I'm saying? And even though everything that we say will be heard today, everything that we said will be clear and come out and they can hear what we say. But the picture, you know, it's whatever. It's something to be desired. They're going to have to put their earbuds in and not look at the screen, you know. If you want to work out to this podcast, this is a perfect one. This is audio only. But I'm going to get it popping, puppy. Thank you so much. I want to thank J Rockski in the place to be. My man J Rock, you know, Jason Roman in the place, in the spot. I'm glad to have featured him tonight. Thank you, Papi, for doing it with me. I greatly appreciate it. I loved bouncing off you. You know, you always bring great ideas to me. And, you know, I just like it. I love it. I love kicking it with you. I'll take any opportunity to kick it with my mans. And I will check everybody else out later. Thank you for tuning in. And Mr. Kane says goodbye, too. All right? Love you, miss you. Bye. Chill, Jay.